Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is about top men's fragrances in my collection. For me, fragrances are an expression of your identity, your mood, your personality. Your choice of fragrance is something that expresses your personality. The fragrances on today's list, most of them are deeper, richer, darker scents and more complex scents. You'll also find your fresh, your woody, your warm, your animalic and your musky scents. Now, some of you may like fresher scents and some of you may like deeper, darker scents. But one thing is for sure that there is something for everyone on this list, and they all exude an element of sophistication and elegance. By the way, guys, this is not a rank list. So the first fragrance on today's list is Nishane's Hacivat. It's a citrusy, chypre style, fresh, fruity, woody fragrance with the top notes of bergamot, pineapple, grapefruit, heart notes of jasmine, patchouli, cedarwood, and base of clearwood, oak moss, and dry timberwood. Nishane is an exceptional house with a very diverse range of fragrances. This one here is an uplifting, mood boosting scent from the very first spray. It's so refined and so high quality and such a compliment magnet. People will smell you and they would want to know what you're wearing. It's not a difficult to like fragrance. It's quite a mass appealing DNA. Most people will find it quite pleasing and appealing. It's a long lasting fragrance and it's a scent that lingers on hours after you first spray it on skin. The performance here is so good. It's got enormous longevity, absolutely wonderful projection, and a great sillage. You're talking about a full and a very beautiful trail when you spray it. You walk into a room and its scent will precede you. People have compared this to Creed Aventus, and I get that there are some nuances that could be deemed similar to Creed Aventus, but in my opinion, they're quite different. Creed Aventus opens with sparkling citruses, but then it goes into a slightly darker territory with that smokiness from birch. Whereas Hacivat opens very bright, very lively and effervescent with citruses and prominent notes of pineapple, bergamot, and grapefruit. It doesn't have the smoky element to it like Creed Aventus. It stays fresh and zingy and green throughout the wear. And even though it's fresh and effervescent, there's weight to the fragrance and there's depth to the composition. They both end up taking a very different path and go into totally different directions eventually. You can wear it every day. This one you can wear every day. You can wear it to work. You can wear it to a formal event. It's perfect for all seasons. It's especially in spring, summer, it will sing and it will shine. It's such a beautiful scent. It's very fresh, very strong, and very potent. It's spectacular. It's a beautiful composition. It's Nishane's Hachivat. So the next fragrance was another risky and expensive blind buy. I bought it for my husband. From the very first spray, I fell in love with it. This is Parfums Jamali's Carlisle. I immediately fell in love with this fragrance. The perfumer is Quentin Biche, my favorite. As per the website, the top notes are green apple, nutmeg, saffron. Heart notes tonka bean, rose, osmanthus, divana, and the base notes are vanilla, patchouli, opoponax, resinoid. This is a stunning fragrance that opens with a blast of green apple and nutmeg. It's a bit spicy from the saffron with a touch of saffron. To my nose, nutmeg and apple are the more dominant players here than saffron. Then you have the tonka bean, which is pretty dominant in the heart. There's rose, there's osmanthus, there's divana, giving it a subtle floral, little fruity, little licoricey touch in the heart. The tonka bean here is pretty dominant in the heart, but as it dries down, the vanilla starts to take over together with the opoponax and patchouli. The dry down is this delicious, this resinous vanillic goodness that I cannot get enough of. I can smell a very pleasant, very beautiful tobacco, even though there is no tobacco note listed in the notes breakdown. It smells like a very rich, very deep, very intense, slightly fruity, but a very potent fragrance. It's a warm, it's a dark, and it's a mysterious, and it's a sexy and seductive kind of scent. It's perfect for a date night or a special occasion. For me, it's one of the better releases from Parfums Jamali. The performance is absolutely fantastic. It's super amazing. This stuff lasts a long time and it projects like a beast. It's well blended. It's a flawless composition. It's Parfum de Mali Carlisle. So up next is another fragrance from the same house, Parfums de Mali, is Althaïr. I had to have a vanilla in this list. This is a woody amber vanilla fragrance that was released last year with the top notes of orange blossom, bergamot, cinnamon, heart notes of bourbon vanilla, LME, and base notes of guyakut, ambrox, praline, and musk. This has been released by the brand in their masculine range, in their masculine packaging. Now, I've heard people saying that this is a unisex fragrance leaning more towards the feminine side, but not to my nose. In my opinion, it's a very unisex fragrance leaning a bit masculine, and that's for the simple reason that it's not a syrupy vanilla. It's a very dry vanilla. It's powdery, it's dry, it's dusty vanilla. There's definitely a delicious sweet quality about it. It's warm spicy with cinnamon, but it's not an overdose of cinnamon. The cardamom, there's cardamom in here, which on the other hand, together with the orange blossom and bergamot, is giving it a contrasting fresher and fresh spicy effect to the fragrance. It's musky, it's aromatic, it's the ambrox is adding a drier facet to the fragrance. um there's this dry ambery woody characteristic to it. It's done in a way that there's an inherent dry, musky side to it. But it's not all dry. There's a bit of this delicious, creamy edge to it. But overall, it's quite dry in the feel. I think I've said dry too many times. The overall effect is a pleasant, dry, musky, woody vanilla. It's a gorgeous scent and it's very unisex in my opinion, but still slightly leaning towards the masculine side. It's Althaïr Parfums Mali. So up next is my absolute favorite, Grand Soir by Mason Francis Kurkdjian. Grand Soir is one of the most sophisticated vanillic ambers. It's one of the most sophisticated and most refined ambers. It's so beautiful and so elegant. It's an experience in itself. As per the website, when you wear this, when you feel its warmth, its ambery goodness, you lose yourself in an endless night and enjoy the never ending brilliance of an evening in Paris when bridges and monuments glow as though lit with a thousand lights. It's one of the best creations of Mason Francis Kurkdjian, in my opinion, and one of the best amber fragrances ever created. It's a very clean and very vanillic amber. It's comforting and it's inviting. It's like a warm hug. It's a very well blended and a very well balanced composition with not too much of anything. It's a dense yet light at the same time kind of fragrance. It doesn't ever get cloying. The performance is phenomenal with major longevity and the most beautiful projection and sillage. It takes me throughout the day and beyond. Um, this is one of the most beautiful scents in my collection, and it's perfectly unisex. Maybe leaning slightly towards the masculine side, but it's a perfectly unisex fragrance, and it's beautiful. It's Grand Soir by MFK. So up next is the mighty Oud for Greatness by Initio Parfums Privé. It's the most enticing blend of warm spicy, fresh spicy, musky, woody, and earthy notes. It never opens easily. At the top, there's saffron, there's nutmeg and lavender. In the heart, there's oud, and at the base, there's patchouli and musk. It's a complex blend of saffron and nutmeg. Oud here is a natural oud, it's not synthetic, and yet it's not funky barnyard or animalic kind of oud. It's smooth, it's the most polished and the most elegant oud. Even if you're not into oud fragrances, you will like it. There's a faint leather accord and also some tobacco in the background, adding to the seductive charm of the scent. It's very unisex in my opinion. I like to wear it myself, but it's leaning slightly masculine. I love to wear it in the colder months, especially, and even in the warmer months, especially in the evenings. It's a seductive, powerful scent, not in an offensive or cloying way. It's airy like Baccarat Rouge. In fact, it does give you a bit of Baccarat Rouge vibes. It's seductive and it's addictive. It's a phenomenal scent with a fantastic performance in terms of longevity and projection, and it leaves an intoxicating scent trail. It's a beast of a fragrance and it smells incredible. It's Oud for Greatness by Initio Parfums. So up next, I have one of the polarizing fragrances. It's Erba Pura by Xerjoff. Erba Pura is one of those polarizing fragrances that you either love or hate. It's a mighty blend of citrus fruits like Sicilian orange, lemon, and bergamot at the top, with Mediterranean fruits at the heart and a massively musky, ambery, and vanillic base. It's a fresh, fruity fragrance that opens with an atomic blast of fruits. You need to love the fruits in the fragrances to be able to like it, because the fruits in here will last on you for the whole day. When it comes to projection, it's enormous. It will fill the room, and hence the reason I won't recommend that you wear this to an office setting or an formal indoor setting. um, it's perfect if you're going to be out and about or to an outdoor event, or to an even to an outdoor dining, or if you're going to a place where this fragrance can breathe and radiate. There are people that find it a bit feminine and there are people that find it a bit too masculine. Fragrances react differently on each one of us depending upon our own skin chemistry. In my opinion, it's a unisex scent that definitely has a place and an identity of its own. So great longevity and enormous projection. By the way, it's very heavy on the mask and some of you may go nose blind to it, but even if you can't smell it yourself, people around you will still be able to smell it on you. It's a beautiful composition. It's Erba Pura by Xerjoff. So up next is another Xerjoff. It's Ivory Root by Xerjoff. It's from their Join the Club collection, in which the notes are kept hidden, kept secret. This scent in particular is Xerjoff's tribute to the world of travel. This one here is a beautifully enticing, oriental, sweet, peppery, warm scent, which is so well blended that you cannot pinpoint singular notes. It feels like a blend of warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, herbal, woody, aromatic, and balsamic notes. It's a woody, powdery, and scent with there's definitely patchouli here. It's rich, it's very mysterious, it's adventurous, it's fascinating. It's a kind of scent that keeps you intrigued. It's a complex blend, very complex blend. You just have to experience it to know how good it is. It's very, very potent. It's a sillage monster. It's a beast when it comes to projection and performance. The performance is stellar, and the longevity here is out of this world, on the skin and forever on the clothes. I've added this to my collection quite recently, and my experience with this has been totally unbelievable. I sprayed it on in the morning, and I could smell it consistently throughout the day. But that's not the amazing part. The amazing part is that, and it's incredible that when I went for shower before bed at the end of the day, I could smell this while I was under the shower. So while I'm washing up, I could smell this wafting off of me. It totally filled my senses with such beautiful scent cloud. It's hard to explain. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. It's the one for making memories. So if you're traveling, take this with you, but do go easy on the trigger and don't say I didn't warn you. It's a monster. It's Ivory Root by Xerjoff. So up next, I have a designer. It's Dior Homme Parfum by the House of Dior. Dior Homme Parfum is hands down one of the best, if not the best, men's fragrances. It beats so many designers, niche and indie fragrances. It's a masterpiece of a composition by the House of Dior. It can get a bit hard to find at times. It's not available at certain places throughout the world, and it goes out of stock very quickly and very often. Luckily, in the UK, it's still quite easily available, and I bought it directly from the Dior website. I bought it for my husband, and it's one of my favorite scents to smell on him. There's iris, there's a bit of orange, there's leather, there's rose, there's sandalwood, amberette seeds, oud, and cedarwood. It's a smooth, intense leather fragrance with powdery, a little bit of fruity floral, some animalic and woody nuances. It's rich, it's sexy, it's mysterious. It's an excellent release by the House of Dior. It's warm, it's sensual, and it's a very addictive fragrance. It's like a sexy warm hug. The leather is rich, smooth, and creamy and buttery. It's buttery leather. It smells very expensive. It's got that lipsticky, leathery feel to it. In terms of performance, it's got excellent longevity and it projects beautifully. It's more of a formal occasion scent, an evening or colder weather scent. That's not to say that it cannot be used in warmer months. It shines in warmer weather as well. But maybe go easy on the trigger. It's perfect for spring and summer evenings as well. It's super sexy and it's sexy fragrance for a date night as well. It's a stunning fragrance. It's Dior Homme Parfum from the house of Dior. So up next, I have none other than Bleu de Chanel by the house of Chanel. This thing is really sexy, alluring, and masculine. It's long lasting. It's a versatile 4-season fragrance. It's a compliment monster. It's classic. It's been here for a while and it will still be here for the next 100 years. You can still wear it. You can wear it in a variety of situations and it's never offensive, never inappropriate for any type of gathering. It's probably overworn, but it's a fragrance that's still super attractive to women. There's something about this fragrance that speaks to women's senses. It's citrusy fresh, it's bright, but it also has patchouli, giving it a super magnetic, earthy, and little dirty edge. There's ginger in here, adding to the zestiness and the crispy, fresh spiciness. It's one of those timeless scents that most people have probably already smelled, but still there is that alluring quality about it that when someone smells it for the first time, they will be wowed. There's something in the way it's blended and something in the notes, the way the notes come together, that makes it totally worth the price. It could be your starter scent, it could be your signature scent. If you only have this one scent, you are still set. It has that and will always have that wow factor. The projection is good but not beastly, which is what makes it so versatile, because you can wear it to a business meeting or a family get together or a date or just for casual day-to-day wear, and it will not let you down. In my opinion, it's a totally blind buy worthy kind of scent and kind of a staple in every man's fragrance drawer. It's Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. So the last but not the least, I've got two fragrances from Armaf. It's Club de Nuit Intense Man Pure Parfum and Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum. And the reason I've got both of these on my list is because they are both exceptional fragrances. They do share the same DNA and have many similarities and similar note structure. So if you have one, you probably don't need the other one. However, for me, they're so good and so high quality, and even though they are similar to each other, but at the same time, for me, they are different enough to justify owning both. They are considered to be quite close to and kind of dupes for the Creed Aventus. So the top notes here are lemon, pineapple, blackcurrant, bergamot, apple. Heart notes are birch, jasmine, rose. Base note musk, ambergris, patchouli, and vanilla. This is such a beautiful, powerful, classy, and timeless scent. It's a captivating blend of zesty, bold tones of citrus, seductive florals, and slightly smoky, but with very fresh and woody, musky undertones. It's a sophisticated masculine fragrance. The main difference between the eau de parfum and pure parfum is that in this, the parfum version, the perfume opens fresher and brighter than the eau de parfum. And the eau de parfum is fresh as well, but it's a bit deeper and a little darker. The floral notes balance out the fruity notes so well, and the dry down is the most soft, romantic, and most sexy and seductive and alluring. So they have both are stunning fragrances with the high quality feel to the whole composition and experience. They are such refined quality scents that at such reasonable price. It's incredible. Both have great performance, excellent longevity, and a huge projection. My teenage son uses this for college. It's like his signature scent. It takes him through his whole day with constant compliments. And at the end of the day, when he comes home, this thing is still projecting. It's so good. It's the Eau de Parfum version. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. This, on the other hand, is my younger son's favorite, who's massively into fragrances, by the way. This is similar in terms of performance, in terms of longevity, sillage, and it garners constant compliments, steady compliments. But these two, just because I've said that they are used by and enjoyed by my teenagers, does not mean that they are juvenile fragrances. They are the most versatile men's fragrances, which will work for men of any age in almost every setting, whether it's school, college, work, meetings, clubbing, date night, party, the list goes on. These babies are compliment magnets. They're incredible, incredible fragrances, very high quality fragrances at very reasonable prices. So it's Club de Nuit, Intense Man, Eau de Parfum, and Parfum. So guys, that concludes today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really do hope that you like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate that, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.